I'm so happy to be joined by Todd Keller, who is one of the founders of Armature Studios and the art director on Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. This is the handheld version of, that goes along with the release of Batman Arkham Origins on the consoles.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
So, having looked at the game, it's gorgeous. It's very good looking, but obviously there's certain things, just because of the nature of the screen and the processing power, you can't replicate the exact same open world experience of Arkham Origins. And how would you kind of explain your treatment to the Batman game on handheld?
Well, our treatment was pretty much a collaboration between WB and us, based on our background with Metroid. We thought that it would be good to brand a new IP for the Arkham Origins game on the handhelds, and we thought this would be the way to do it. So when we got into the systems and the gameplay and started laying it out, we could see that it was going to be a pretty perfect match for that type of system.
And obviously the other two Batman Arkham games have those aspects that are quite reminiscent of Metroid, that as you find new tools,
Right.
It really opens up the map. I mean, it really sounds like a perfect fit for you guys.
Yeah, it really was. I think seeing it at first, it seemed like a difficult task to do. Once you get into it, our main objectives were to get the free flow combat down, make it feel like Arkham, make the style and the look of it be like Arkham, but then introduce the new elements of the Metroidvania style of gameplay and platforming.
So the game takes place 6 months after the end of Arkham Origins, which probably means if we talk too much about story, we might be kind of spoiling aspects of the other game.
I'd rather you go through the characters in that game first and see where they end up, and then yeah, exactly.
But in terms of the free flow combat, because you are working on a 2D plane, let's be clear, it's a 3D game.
Yes.
But the plane you're playing on, what did you have to do? Because I got to say, it has that same flow of what you're getting in Arkham Origins or Arkham City.
Yeah, well, what we do, it is on a 2D plane for the most part, but it does have true aspects of a 3D game where it goes into the background and foreground all over the place, and we open up the levels as you get deeper into the game, so that a room or an area that you're exploring has a lot of traversal back and front, So we turn the room, we go up, up and down, we go top view, all sorts of stuff happens that sort of makes it feel more or less like a 2.5D game.
And then when it comes to the combat, I mean, I guess I would always think that free flow combat needs to have such a perfect sort of 3D space to work it in, but you really have found a way to replicate that on the smaller screen.
Yeah, I think it came out pretty well. It obviously gets more complex once you get more thugs and more types of thugs on screen, but I think it works better like that. When you're trying to think about armored thugs or knife thugs or anything like that, especially throughout the different boss classes, it kind of comes together in the environment that we created. And
then obviously the other aspects of the gameplay, be it sort of stealth, how have you had to sort of adjust that aspect of the Batman gameplay for the Vita and the 3DS?
That was probably the biggest challenge, is the Predator modes, and getting that feeling of you're a detective and you're figuring out your paths and the way to get through the level. What we had to do was adjust a lot of the camera views and make them particular to how you would find out what you're looking for in the level and how you take down thugs and all. And then with the detective mode, it's quite clever the way that you incorporate the touchscreen. I mean, how long did it sort of take to go like, hold on, we have fingers, we can just go looking around the space just by pointing at it. The detective mode is so cool in all the Arkham games. It was fun for us to just incorporate it the way we did it. It was a natural fit for the touchscreen, honestly, just to figure out to hold down and scrub the screen looking for secret items. Plus, it's a neat little nifty mini-game thing to do, to find little things that connect to each other, too. And then it sounds like, as with both Metroid games and with Batman games, that as you get sort of new devices, you'll be doing some backtracking. So that thing you saw earlier that you really wanted to learn about, you may have to wait later in the game and go back and find all the goodies. Yeah, definitely. There is a lot of very classic Metroid-style retraversal in a fun way, where you're finding out about items that you can't get quite yet, but then you get other items based on your skill level or what you've done in the game to come back and achieve those earlier goals. Well, Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, it comes out alongside the console release of the game, correct? Same day and date, yep. Yep, and it's 3DS and PlayStation Vita. That's right. All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Todd. Thank you for having me.